Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another Sunday video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing the R7 360 in 2021. This is an AMD Radeon GPU. It released back in 2015 for $109. Remember that, those days when you could buy an entry-level GPU for that price, that's yeah, those are gone. Now, I actually owned this exact same MSI OC model of the card back in 2016, 2015 maybe, and yeah, I had a little bit of fun with it. I bought it for my brother actually. He wanted to play some GTA 5. It ran that pretty well, but then a year or two later, the first mining craze happened, and I sold it for 75 bucks at the time. So I kind of regret it because, well, I had to stop making videos on it, and I'm never doing that mistake again. Okay, I'm not selling my GPUs anymore. But today in 2021, you can actually find the R7 360 for around 60 euros on the used market. I bought mine for 48 euros here in Portugal in CEX with 2 years of warranty, so that was actually kind of a decent deal these days. This card has 768 shading units. It requires a 6-pin power connector to power it up. It consumes 100 watts of power. It has 2 gigabytes of VRAM. These are the ports if you're interested in that. And yeah, let's put it to the test in 2021, shall we? And here we are. You can see the GPU right here in MSI Afterburner, AMD Radeon R7 360. The driver version is Adrenalin 2020 21.5.2. Unfortunately, this card doesn't support the latest drivers anymore. AMD stopped supporting the 300, 200, and 7000 series this year, which is a big shame in my opinion because this is only 6 years old. Anyway, you can check all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Up's GPU-Z, including the 2 gigs of GDDR5, and I'm running it using a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32 gigabytes of RAM, just to avoid any CPU or RAM bottlenecks. But something like an i7 2600 coupled with like 16 gigabytes of RAM will not bottleneck this card, and it will end up getting the same FPS as we're about to see in this video. So let's get into it. First up, we got a real challenge for the little R7 360. This is of course Call of Duty Warzone, and we're playing it using the 720p resolution and the low settings, as you can see. So here we are, guys, and look at those FPS. It's actually quite playable for an R7 360. I wasn't expecting these FPS. I thought it would get like 30 average maybe. Now this is not where I usually test this game at, but from what I'm seeing here, it's actually performing like the GTX 750 Ti. It's very similar in this game, which is honestly quite surprising because in GTA 5 I remember it being slower than the 750 Ti by quite a bit. People were shooting at me? Where from? What the hell? Oh, there he is. Okay, we got him. Broken building in the screen right now, and it's dropping very, very close to 30. So you might want to avoid this area here in downtown. All right, we're up here, guys, and we're getting 34. So looking at this building is actually more intensive than looking at an entire city. See how broken this thing is, guys? Next up, we got Forza Horizon 4. We're playing at 1080p resolution using the medium settings preset. Here we go, intro cutscene. It's usually pretty intensive, and then our FPS should go back up. There we go. Let's start counting them. And as you can see, at 1080p medium settings, it actually can handle this game quite well. I would maybe drop it to 720 just for a little bit extra smoothness, but if you really want to get better visuals, you know, because this is a beautiful game after all, maybe leave it at 1080p for that sharpness. And yeah, it's actually handling it quite well. 43 frames per second on average so far. I can play the game like this absolutely fine. I am horrible at driving in this game and in any other game, but now this is, unlike Warzone, a very well optimized game, and it runs pretty much on anything aside from like a GT 710, because that went horribly when I tested it. This is also proving to be quite a bit faster than a GT 1030, for example. I am liking that, you know. I think the 1030 got around like 30-35 FPS average here, so it's a little bit faster than that for sure. It's not as fast as the 750 Ti in this game, unfortunately, but You know what? It's playable. We just finished the race in first place and got 46 FPS average. Apex Legends. We're playing this one at the 720p resolution using low settings, of course. I don't know why I expected this card to perform way slower, guys. Like, what the heck, 100s? Are you serious? I'm gonna start counting the frames here. Looking at this city from above. What the hell? This is usually intensive. Wow, R7 I think it has aged quite well, apparently. I am really surprised. This provides a really good experience in Apex Legends at 720p. What the heck? Look at this. Even in the broken spot, looking in that direction, it gets 60s. All right, guys, we need to get out of here, buddy. We need to get out of here. There's a guy up there. Yeah, they have sniper rifles and stuff. There go my shields. They're really close, guys. They're really close. They're really, really close. Okay. All right. Ultimate's going. Let's see how it handles this. And explosions. 40s. Not bad, guys. That's not bad. Uh-oh. 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 I am bad, though. Okay. Yeah. It's not really a very competitive experience, but I think it's 100% playable. Next up is Red Dead Redemption 2. We're playing at 900p resolution using low settings, as you can see. Vulkan API as well. And surprisingly, guys, it's playable at 900p. I started it at 720. But I saw like 50 FPS, so I changed it back to 900, and look at this. This is actually playable. What the hell? I don't know. I might have underestimated the 360, but I think it used to perform worse than it actually does today. Maybe it's just a fine wine from AMD, you know? I have no clue, but I am liking the experiences so far. And as you can see, in the Saint Denis area, it gets 30 to 35 frames per second. Pretty decent stuff, actually. It looks like crap, to be honest, with the textures on low. So you might want to go into the config files and set them to high or ultra. It doesn't really affect your frames by too much, so I think I will actually recommend that with this card. I just thought it wouldn't even be playable at 720p. And yet here we are, totally doable at 900p. Lock your FPS to 30 and you will have that console-like experience. I'm impressed. And we're now playing Valorant at the 1080p resolution using high settings. Alright, so Valorant, as you probably know, is more of a CPU-intensive title than GPU-intensive. It's actually super, super light on the GPU, and that's why we're getting extremely high FPS even on high settings. We have that 5900X, of course, which is helping the GPU achieve 100% of usage. But if you pair it with something like the i7 3770K, 3770K, it's hard to comment and play the game at the same time, you know? But yeah, if you have that CPU overclocked, you can actually achieve close to these FPS.
Enemy kill.
Oh boy, that was close. Okay, that was really close. Hello, buddy. But yeah, usually I see a lot of comments saying, oh, you only get those FPS because of the 5900X. But no, if you pair it with a much more reasonable CPU, the experience is going to be really good still. You know, I'm just pairing it with a high-end CPU to get the most out of the cards that I test. Because otherwise it would be a CPU test, not a GPU test. I'm dying way too much here today. Camping bastards everywhere. Look at that. Okay, I need to concentrate, guys. I need to concentrate a little bit. We're falling way too much behind. I give up at this point. Time for Cyberpunk 2077. We're playing at 720p using the low settings, of course. 100% render scale. Not sure about what we expect here. If the R7 360 plays this game at 30 FPS or more, I will be super impressed, guys. I don't think it will, though. Oh, wait, what? Seriously. Like, is it actually getting more than 30? Like, what is this card? How is it so much better than I thought? I don't understand. Alright, what the heck is happening? Oh, that's a drone. Okay, never mind. Right, so this street is actually really intensive in this game, and it's above 30 FPS still. I think this is actually a playable experience at 720p, guys. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore. It's a better experience than, for example, a PS4. That's for sure. Okay, there we go. So in this roundabout thingy right here, get out, please. I'm benchmarking here. It actually drops by quite a bit, and it's a stuttery mess. I can feel a lot of frame skipping as well. Doesn't feel good whatsoever. You know, maybe in like 80% of the map it will be playable above 30 FPS. But yeah, Cyberpunk, after all, it's actually not a game that you should play on an R7 360, okay? I got really impressed there by the beginning, but right now, yeah, this is totally what I expected. In the 20s. And in contrast to Cyberpunk, we got GTA 5. We're playing at 1080p resolution using high settings, as you can see. And this is what I bought the R7 360 for back in 2015 or 2016. It runs GTA 5 very well. I actually bought it for my brother at the time, who wanted to play GTA 5 very, very badly. So yeah, he had a lot of fun and played this game for a lot of hours on the R7 360 with around these FPS. I think he played on high settings as well. Gets around 60, as you can see. It's a really smooth and consistent experience, and it's just lovely, guys. This game's optimization is lovely. Of course, it's old at this point, but so is the GPU. Actually, both the game and the GPU released back in 2015. So at the time, if you wanted to play the AAA GTA 5, all you needed was a $109 GPU to play at 1080p high settings just fine. As you can see, guys, this is really, really nice. Oh boy, that's okay. All right, beautiful. We arrived at Jack's Hill. FPS are dropping into the mid-40s. Not too bad still. Completely playable, in my opinion. Especially for a GPU that was entry-level at the time. Hello, Jack. How's it going? Let's see the FPS inside of this bush right here. Pretty intensive, but it's not dropping from 30. Yeah, that's GTA 5. Pretty nice experience here. Alright, time for PUBG, and we're playing this one at 1080p resolution using very low settings and 100% render scaling. Let's do this. Here we go. This is like a foresty area, and it gets less FPS than in actual cities because it's more GPU intensive, the foliage and stuff, and it's still performing pretty well in my opinion. Like, the game's completely playable above 40 FPS, I will say. I actually played this game a lot with 40 FPS back in the day when this game released, and I think I remember playing this game with the R7 360, and it was actually running slower. So PUBG has come a long way in terms of optimization, that's for sure. And if you're wondering, an i7 2600 is absolutely enough for getting these FPS. So kind of stutters sometimes, by the way. It's normal for PUBG. Ooh, okay. Oh, no, come on. It's looking like GTA all over again. I think I see a guy out in the open, and there's another one here shooting at us, probably. But I'm gonna get this one first. Yeah, or maybe die. Oh, this is a bot. This needs to be a bot, right? Like, where's the other one? There he is. That's probably another bot, right, guys? They're shooting at me, but I don't really care. It's probably a bot anyways. I can stay here and just walk around. Alright, let's get the other one. Moving out in the open and stuff. Okay. Hi. There's two bots shooting at us right now, guys. There's another one shooting in that direction. Where is he? Did he just disappear? No, he's right there. Okay, we got him. And there's the other one. Wait, there's another one. Hello there. CSGO, we're playing this one at 1080p using low settings. And let's start counting our FPS. This is a pretty smooth experience. This is another one of those games where the CPU matters more than the GPU, I think, up to a point, of course. Right now, the GPU is our bottleneck. I think you can achieve these FPS with that i7 3770 that we talked about earlier. Yeah, it's pretty playable. As you can see, it stutters a little bit here in deathmatch, but that's just the game itself. I'm gonna get these guys. I'm gonna get these camping bastards. Ah, there we go. Okay, they might be pushing long. Oh, there's another one. Oh, okay. Oh, what are you doing? Oh! Totally playable. There is one camping right there. Okay, there was actually one camping earlier. Not anymore, though. All right, yeah, let's get this guy. Oh, that's bad. Okay, and there's an upper there. We got him. Easy peasy. Another one. Oh, got him as well. But yeah, if you want to play this game competitively, I think this is actually providing a really good experience. What the... Oh. There we go. There we go. All right, it's all good. Well, we managed to finish second place with 46 kills. Time for Days Gone, and we're playing at 1080p resolution using low settings. This is more of a recent title, and wow, it is actually still pretty playable, guys. 40-something FPS in a single-player title, that's third person. I will take it, you know, pretty decent indeed. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Okay, all right, let's try to... What has... Oh, it just crashed? Well, what is the... Oh, really? Is it because it doesn't support the latest drivers? It doesn't make much sense, does it? Okay, we're back to it again, guys. Hopefully it won't crash now. That was pretty weird. Let me know if you're experiencing some crashing issues here with the R300 series GPUs from AMD, because I haven't seen that yet, you know, from all of the testing that I've done in this game. Anyway, maybe it was just a one-off. Let's keep on moving. Trying to go to camp right now because it's pretty intensive there. Oh, stuttering a lot here. Look at that frame time graph and the frame skips. Oh my goodness. Right, you might want to lower the resolution in this one, actually, guys. Ooh, this is super bad. There we go, 1280 by 720. Okay, it's much smoother. There are still some frame skips, but it's much more manageable right now. Yeah, frame time's still going crazy. But with the higher FPS, it's not that noticeable. Anyway, well, I would like to play this at 1080p since the averages are actually quite decent, but it seems like you gotta drop the resolution to 720 for it to be a playable experience everywhere, unfortunately. At 720p, however, you do get very close to 60 frames per second, so that's quite nice, and in the other desert area of the map, it will actually be above 60 probably, because that's way less intensive than this one. Rainbow Six Siege, we're playing this one at the 1080p resolution using 90 FOV and the low settings preset, which means that we're using TAA and the render scaling set to 50. Right, here we go, guys. It seems like it is actually a really good experience here in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, of course, how? Why? What? Okay, I guess we're gonna go without any armor because somebody decided to destroy my things, or maybe it was a drone with the laser. I have no idea, actually. Alright, I'm just walking around the map so we can gather some averages. Not doing my job as a defender, of course, as I usually do. And I got killed from behind. Wow, I don't know the maps in this game. I'm a complete noob at Rainbow Six Siege. Alright, so are my teammates apparently, but at least we got 100 FPS on average almost. That's pretty nice for an R7 360. Again, this is completely playable on this card. Let's play another very intensive game. This is Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 720p using the low settings, of course. Will you look at that? Again, this is quite impressive, guys. I mean, what is happening with the trees? Oh, I think it's just like little water droplets in the screen. Yep, that doesn't look good sometimes in the trees, for example. Anyway, let's raid this town for the 1000th time, I guess. And it seems like even here in the shore, which is quite demanding and kind of broken as well, it gets somewhat playable FPS. You know, we're not limited by the VRAM speed in this one, apparently. Unlike the GT 1030, for example, that one struggles a lot in this game because of the VRAM. But not this one. This is actually quite nice. So inside of the village, now that we are away from the shore area, we can get 40s. Looking in that direction, of course, it will drop once again. But this is awesome, guys. the experience is not really awesome, of course. It's just awesome that you can actually play the game on a DR7 360. I really think I was underestimating this card a little bit before I got into this video, because I basically expected lower FPS in all of the games that we tested so far. So outside of town, we're in the high 40s, doesn't quite reach 50, but it's just impressive that you can play such a badly optimized game in a GPU like this. I feel like I am gonna underestimate it here again in Battlefield 5, but we're playing at 720p using low settings. I guess if we get tons of FPS, it's more of a competitive experience, maybe. Granted, it's 720p, but I mean, it's an old entry-level GPU, and it runs the game absolutely fine. I don't see the guys shooting at me. That's a major issue in this game. Yep. I really hope that Battlefield 2042 allows us to drop the TAA anti-aliasing, you know, because it's absolutely awful in this game. I hate it. Everything is super blurry. God damn it. Okay. If it wasn't for the Doritos, I wouldn't be able to kill these guys. What a camper. He's just staying there, guys. Oh my god. Oh, hello there. There we go, another one down. Totally playable, guys. I wonder how this would run Battlefield. The other guy still... Oh my goodness. Okay, finally died. But I really wonder how this will play Battlefield 2042. I will be testing it, of course. Probably not in the beta, because there are more important GPUs to test there. But whenever the full game releases, I will be sure to test this out as well. Time for Fortnite. We're playing this one at 1080p using performance mode and epic view distance. Everything else is on low. Okay, as this is a GPU benchmark, I would actually prefer to play at 1080p medium settings, for example, without performance mode. But all of the Fortnite players that watch my videos say that you should have tested it using performance mode. So here we are. Performance mode in this game is kind of like Valorant and CSGO, where it is more CPU bound than GPU bound. So if you have a somewhat decent GPU and a beast CPU, well, these are the FPS that you can expect. It's just insane, you know? I can't do this. I just... This is not accurate at all. It used to be accurate, right? What the hell? And it is indeed a high refresh rate experience. So if you have a stronger GPU than this one, but you're seeing less FPS, it's probably your GPU. It's probably your CPU that's bottlenecking your graphics card, and you will actually benefit from a CPU upgrade. So that also goes to say that if you have the R7 360 and you're not seeing these FPS, well, you might need a CPU upgrade as well. For example, if you have a 3rd Gen i3, it will bottleneck it in this game, and you will benefit from an upgrade to an i7, for example. And the final game is Rust. We're playing at 1080p using medium settings, I would say. Yeah, okay, this is playable, I think. I didn't underestimate the R7 360 for once. Forest areas are also really intensive in this game. As you can see, it's getting really close to 30 frames per second. I'd probably choose to play at a lower resolution in this one. Still, this is perfectly playable. I remember playing this game with an FX 6350 that bottlenecked my GTX 760 at the time and got around these FPS, and I still put like 180 hours in this game like that. So it's perfectly doable, you know? Gosh, okay, I'm dying by eating pickles. Yep, you die because of that in this game. Can't run anymore. God damn it. At least we found a bucket for our head. Ooh, I'm dying so fast. Okay. Can I eat the gear, please? No, of course not. Well, guys, That's it for Rust. And it's finally conclusion time. Do I recommend the little R7 360 in 2021? Actually, I kind of do. You know, it surprisingly played all of the games we threw at it, aside from Cyberpunk. I think this is a good buy at like 50 bucks or lower, either as a placeholder until you can get a better GPU at a reasonable price, or for somebody that's playing on like a GT 710, 730, this is actually way faster than those GPUs, and it will provide you with a much better gaming experience. Of course, stay away from the AAA stuff, at least the newer AAA games. But yeah, for everything else like esports and older titles like GTA 5 that are still extremely popular, it runs, you know, and it runs well. So yeah, it's kind of surprising actually. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one very soon. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.